Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and hi my friends. As we have started the series of eye, today we will start chapter on lacrimal system and its disorder. Okay? So, before discussing each disorder of the lacrimal system, we should have the basic knowledge of the structure and function of the lacrimal system. Okay? That how many parts are there of the lacrimal system, how the lacrimal system works, then we will understand the disorders of the lacrimal system. So, now before discussing the anatomy, we should understand the composition of tears. What is the composition of tears? Okay, so this is the side view of the eye. I have taken the globe and I have cut like this in the coronal section. Okay, so this is the coronal side section of the eye. The first one is the mucinous part. This is the thinnest part. This is secreted by the glands of Henle and gland of Mans. Okay, in the conjunctiva, as we will discuss in the structure and anatomy of the conjunctiva in the upcoming chapters. But you should know that the mucinous part is secreted by the gland of Mans and gland of Henle. Okay, gland of Mans and gland of Henle, and these are the in the conjunctiva. Okay, and they secrete the thinnest part of the tear, which is the mucinous part. This is the mucinous part of the tear or the globe of the eye or the cornea. Okay, so what is the function of the mucinous part? Mucinous part is actually converting this hydrophobic surface of the cornea. This is the corneal surface. So this mucinous part convert this hydrophobic surface of the cornea into hydrophilic, in order to keep the water on the surface of the cornea and keep the tear film stable. So that's why this is the mucinous part and its function. Now the next part, which is the thickest, and 90% of the tear is composed of the aqueous part, and this is the aqueous part. Okay, so this is the aqueous part. This is secreted by the lacrimal glands, the main lacrimal gland and accessory lacrimal glands. Accessory lacrimal glands are also present in the structure of conjunctiva. We will discuss these all glands. Okay, so they are presently mainly in the conjunctiva, the accessory lacrimal glands and these Mans and Henle. So for example, if I take the coronal section, the side coronal section of the conjunctiva look like this. This is the tarsal plate. Okay, above the tarsal plate we have the gland of Kras, gland of Wolfram. And in the stroma, in the pornicil region of the conjunctiva, we have the gland of Kras. Okay, so these are the gland of Kras and these are the gland of Wolfram. These are the secretory lacrimal glands, and this is the main lacrimal gland. So they secrete the aqueous part, and this is the main part of the tear. Okay, now this is the aqueous part. The third part is the lipid part. The lipid part is above it, is the outermost layer, and on the aqueous part, it is present on the aqueous part. Its function is to decrease the evaporation of tears and keep the tear film stable. If there is no lipid part, what will happen? This aqueous part will evaporate rapidly, and so the cornea will dry up rapidly, and there will be much problems. So look at the nature. It has kept a lid on the aqueous part of the tears. And in this way, the tear film is protected from backward as well as from forward. From the backward, it has adherent the aqueous part to the cornea, and from the front, it has decreased the evaporation of the aqueous part from the tear film in order to keep it stable by this lipid part. And this lipid part is secreted by the gland of Meibomian glands and glands of Zeiss and Moll. We have discussed in the previous chapter the gland of Meibomian gland of Zeiss and Moll. So these are the main three parts of the tears, and this is their functions. Okay, now we also have some other small components of in the tears. We have glucose in the tears, we have the urea, we have the sodium chloride salt. Okay, we have the lysozyme, the enzyme. This enzyme is bactericidal, so this is present in the tears and it acts as a bactericidal. And we also have lactoferrin. So these are all the we provide immunity, glucose, nutrition, etc. to the cornea, because the cornea is avascular structure. So it needs to be nourished, and this nourishment is also this is provided by the tears. So the tears keep the corneal surface stable and keep it smooth for the clear vision. And also it has some immune components which also act as a bactericidal and a bacteriostatic and kills the bacteria and provide a clear corneal surface for clear vision. Okay, the pH of the tear is 6.7 to 7.5, but the average pH is 7, and it is actually a slight alkaline pH. So this was about the composition of tears. Now we will come to the structure and anatomy of the lacrimal system. Lacrimal system is mainly composed of two components. Okay, I'm sorry I don't have this to right now. The secretory system, and the excretory system. So the secretory system is that part which secrete the tears, which produces the tears. As I discussed previously, that the mucinous part is secreted by the accessory lacrimal glands and the main lacrimal gland and the accessory lacrimal gland, the gland of Wolfram and the glands of Krause. So this mucinous part is secreted by these glands. The main lacrimal gland, it is present in the roof of the orbit in the superior lateral wall. So this is the roof of the orbit in the superior lateral wall of the orbit. We have the fossa for the lacrimal gland, and it is present in that region, in the superior lateral part of the roof of the orbit. Okay, and this is divided by two parts into the lid part and into the palpebral part and into the orbital part by the epineuritis of levator palpebrae superioris muscle. The levator palpebrae superioris muscle epineuritis come like this, and it divides the gland into the palpebral part, and above this epineuritis we have the orbital part. So this is the division, and it opens into the perlysial region of the conjunctiva. The conjunctiva when covers the under surface of the lid. This is palpebral conjunctiva, which reflects like, oh, this is the globe. So this is the globe which reflects over the globe. This reflection in this region, this is the farnesial conjunctiva, and this over the globe, this is called the bulbar conjunctiva. So in this farnesial conjunctiva, this lacrimal gland opens through about 10 to 12 ducts into this farnesial conjunctiva of the outer region. We know that this is located in the superior lateral region. So the ducts will also open into the outer region of the farnesial conjunctiva, and it will release its aqueous part into the region of the tear film. Okay. Now the next part of the secretory system is we know that the mucinous part, and it is secreted by the gland of Mans and Henle, and the lipid part is secreted by the Meibomian gland and gland of Zeiss and Moll. So this was about the secretory system. Now the excretory system. The excretory system is consist of many parts. Okay. This is the first one is the punctum. This is called punctum, and punctum is actually it is a small rounded opening of about 1 to 2 millimeter. Okay, and is present on a small elevation. This is the punctum. Okay, so there is a small elevation for this punctum which is called papilla. So this opening is present over a small elevation, and this is called papilla. Now the punctum, from the punctum we have the canaliculus. Okay, this is the canaliculus. We have the inferior canaliculus on the inferior lid margin, and we have the superior canaliculus on the superior lid margin. And remember, these both puncti are located on the medial canthal region. Okay, so they are not present on the lateral side. So they are present on the medial aspect of the eye and in the medial canthal region. So this is the punctum, and the punctum is about 1 to 2 millimeter. From the punctum we have the punctum is connected to the lacrimal sac. This is the lacrimal sac. Okay, so the lacrimal sac we have the lacrimal sac is connected by this canaliculus. This is the superior, the inferior canaliculus, and this is the superior canaliculus, which connect this punctum to this lacrimal sac. The canaliculus about this canaliculus, this canaliculus is about 6 to 8 millimeter. Okay. Now the canaliculus comes to the lacrimal sac. The lacrimal sac is located in the lacrimal fossa, in the middle region of the orbit. There is the lacrimal fossa, which is formed by the lacrimal bone and in the crust, the maxillary, the frontal process of the maxillary bone. They form the lacrimal fossa, and which we have the lacrimal sac. The sac is about 12 to 15 millimeter long. Okay, 12 to 15, and this sac is about in width it has about 5.6 millimeter width. Okay, mm. From the lacrimal sac we have the nasolacrimal duct, and this nasolacrimal duct leading from the lacrimal sac into the inferior meatus of the nose. This is the nose. So we have the inferior turbinate in the nose, and below the inferior turbinate, we have the inferior meatus, and this nasolacrimal duct opens into the inferior meatus. So the punctum leads into the canaliculus leads to the lacrimal sac, and from the lacrimal sac we have the nasolacrimal duct, and this nasolacrimal duct drains this lacrimal sac into the inferior meatus of the nose, and in this way the draining system drains the excessive tears from the eye and keep the tear film stable. Okay, so this is about the secretory system and excretory system.